Welcome to amorephillyunion, the podcast where it takes 2 family vacations to get the union back on top of all the tables. We are your hosts. I'm C.
And I'm E.
And we've been gone for a little bit. Paul and his family had a vacation. We had a vacation, but we're here now. And we have a lot of stuff to talk about. And we're still real tired.
Who would have thought not watching or not doing all this podcasting would take so much out of us?
I know. But we're going to catch up and hopefully get back up to speed in a more lively way next week. But 4 games since last we spoke, and I think there were sort of some surprises here. So a draw, a loss, and 2 wins.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of think that's sort of what we said, but maybe not in the way it happened.
It's
honestly don't remember.
I have like vacation brain, but I'm trying to remember like exactly. The one thing I do remember, and we will talk about this a little bit, is of the 2 New York Red Bull games, one being an Open Cup and one being a regular MLS season game. Mm-hmm. If we could only win one of those, it was the Open Cup, and so.
Hallelujah.
That part I remember like predicting. I think we did say like the Toronto game. I thought we should have won that one. Like, at least that's what we were saying.
Yeah.
That was the draw.
I do too.
But really, I guess in some respect, the Toronto game might be the only one that's maybe a little bit of falling short of what we were thinking. But
I think that's fair to say. I don't think anybody thought it was going to be an absolute. We're walking away with this, no question.
Yeah, we're gonna sweep all 4 games.
Yeah, but but even Toronto, I don't think we. Well, I don't know. We don't really tend to write off anybody.
No.
But yeah, I think we kind of thought we were gonna win this one.
Yeah.
And it seems like it was our famous stolen quote from Men in Blazers. We scored too early. Indy scored in the 4th minute. Bless them. With an assist from Baribo.
Mm-hmm. Showing his versatility. Not only can he score, he can assist.
Exactly. He can do everything. But tied up in stoppage. Very late in stoppage from what I saw. And it's a tie. It is what it is. At this point, there's probably not a lot of use dwelling on it.
Yep.
So, moving on to the Open Cup game.
Yeah, this was definitely one we wanted the win for.
Yeah. So it was interesting because I remember that evening, and we were working on something else, and then we were like, yeah, we'll turn the game on, we'll watch it on delay, blah 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 blah. And
we actually were waiting one night to even go to this game.
Yeah, we did have a brief moment of should we try?
Yeah.
Because we knew it was going to be the last one at home, and we've been supporting the Open Cup. I think we've been to every game.
I think we've been to every one, and beating the drum of if we want the Open Cup, we better support it.
Yeah, I mean we were knee deep in work and vacation prep, but still we really wanted to go, and it just wasn't going to work. And then when we turned on the coverage. We were kind of glad we hadn't gone because, once again, another rain delay. To the point where it almost seemed like it might not happen.
I actually remember when we turned on, it was like I thought the game was over, and it was just some sort of buffer screen of like. So I'm rewinding it to try to when did the game actually happen? It's like it's just been this buffer screen for like an hour and a half, or I don't know how long it was delayed for.
Well, and then there's that thing that they do on some live sports events where they wait for a while to put up the rebroadcast. We've mentioned Tour de France. Hi, we're the 2 people in the U.S. who watch Tour de France, and they do that. I know I'm joking, but like they once their live coverage is over, they sort of wait.
Yeah, like there's like a grace period before you can
an hour or
watch
two before they put it back up. But so I thought, well, maybe it's that. But no, it was another rain delay. So it ended up being quite a late game.
Did Paul have the tickets for that game? Did he go down?
He had them. He couldn't go.
He couldn't go. Okay.
That was his vacation week.
That's right.
So, which he was very bummed about. But yeah, so a lot of talk from the commentators about how these delays, they just mess teams up, and a lot of that kind of thing. But it was a good match. It was, there was a lot of back and forth. The Red Bulls were wearing their uniforms of depression.
Yeah, again, the dirty laundry kit.
Neither of their kits are good, and I'm not saying that just because it's the Red Bulls. And apologies to Mark if you hear this, but wow, bad. But yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, no, it was back and forth. I mean, I do remember when New York scored first. It felt a little bit of this is the beginning of the unraveling.
Right.
But we got back in, and no team like they'd score, we score.
Right.
They score, we score, and then following that pattern, then actually I guess they should have scored. But anyway, yeah, it was always just one team one-upping the other.
Yeah, it was 5 minutes between the Red Bulls. I'm sorry, the first goal and the second goal. So for the Red Bulls scoring and then Baribo scoring in 8th minute and 13th minute. So,
yeah.
And then Red Bulls went up on the 71st minute, and bless him, Bluesky, I believe his first.
Was that his first one?
I'm pretty sure. And,
yes, I think so.
Yeah, so that's he was in the 74th minute, so it was very back and forth. A lot of good Blake saves in that match as well. So that was nice to see.
I guess the man of the match here would be Macania.
Macania, God love him.
That not necessarily at the death, but that was the one too, right? Where the goalkeeper, the New York goalkeeper, got a little. Was that the one where?
Well, that was the one where he landed very badly
on the knee. Yeah. And that was the Macania goal.
That was on the Macania goal.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I think. I mean, I don't want to take a single thing away from Macania's goal, but I'll just say I don't know that it hurt any. I don't think he could have gotten to it anyway, but I don't think it. I think if he had landed correctly or not hurt himself, there might have been a slim chance that he could have gotten there.
Yeah. To me, this was just the soccer gods decided that so Marcucci had to come out because he can't. There was none of our guys was responsible for him landing weird.
Thank God.
If he even did land not weird, Macania was scoring. It was just it was just unfortunate. It was just unfortunate. It was again, soccer gods pull him out.
I will say I was proud of our fans for that though, because it was very clear that he was legitimately hurt.
Yep.
And he had to, he was down for a bit and then had to be helped off, and was still limping as he was being helped off. And our fans actually stood and clapped, and I was very happy to see that happening,
especially for Red Bulls.
Yeah,
that was good to see.
That's to me how you act.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I guess real quick then with that win. So that was what? That was quarterfinal, semifinal. No, quarterfinal. So now we're going on to semifinals, and I believe we're going up against Nashville. And that's going to be in a couple weeks.
September
3, 4. Yeah.
Who's counting?
Who's counting?
Yeah.
So we are 2 games away from a piece of silverware.
Come on now.
Yep.
So I do think. Okay, so my thought after that game ended was, this is great. I'm glad we won. I'm very sorry about their keeper.
Yeah, I felt bad.
Be okay. Felt bad about that. Was super glad we weren't actually directly involved in that.
Yep.
But I did think after that game, got to tighten us up if we have a hope against Nashville. I will say that because it felt like it wasn't a messy game, but it just felt like we needed to be a little stronger because Nashville is a good team.
Yeah. Yeah, it did feel like there was a bit of fight with the Red Bulls,
Yeah.
and we kept the game was very, very, very close, and that bit of luck, I'll call it, always runs out at some point. So, so hopefully we have a more dominating performance over Nashville when we see them in a couple weeks.
And Nashville having been one of the teams that I believe we did lose to.
This
season, so
there's like that weird like trifecta, I don't know what the word is, triad of teams that always seem to just somehow figure us out and get under our skin. It's Nashville, it's Cincinnati, and for the life of me I can't remember who the third one is right now. But
one time I would have said Chicago, but
that's they just emotionally get under our skin.
Yeah,
strategically not so much,
yeah,
but emotionally it's just those are always chippy games. But anyway, so the one game that we definitely wanted us to win, we did get that box checked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, I just want to point out here that, again, a super dense lineup of games. We're talking pretty much 3 to 4. Okay, I take it back a little bit. But the first 3 games were all within a week. So we had 3 games in 1 week.
Yeah.
And then mercifully, it was one more week to game number 4. But I guess before we get that, let's maybe move to game 3.
Well, I will say just really quickly on that, like that's kind of the nice thing about the Open Cup is that it drops in and out of the schedule. It's not this perpetual thing like some of the other concurrent championships where you're sort of you're doing that for weeks on end or Open Cup. It starts out like that. It starts out kind of heavy because that's why we were down there pretty much every Wednesday in May. It felt like, I don't know, because there were a lot of Open Cup early games. But once it kind of spreads out throughout the season. I know that's one of the reasons some people don't care for it because I think they feel like they lose the thread of what's going on in the tournament. But if your team is in it, you don't lose the
That's
thread.
true.
So.
Yeah, it's true. And I'm looking here at the calendar. Like if we didn't have that Open Cup game, all these games would have been a week apart.
That's right.
So,
that was really what set it off. So by that Saturday, it was kind of the same setup as it would have been if the game had happened in July. We played the Red Bulls again, except this time we were at Red Bull Stadium, which is now called something else.
It's Sports Illustrated.
Sports Illustrated Stadium.
Which, as names go for stadiums, it actually is not bad. I mean, at least it's sports related.
It's related.
It's not
Hellman's,
yeah. Hellman's like the Hellman Bowl. I don't know. It just sounds very the Foley work that should be needed to to do the graphics. I'm just trying to picture like John Madden and some awful sound effects. But okay, let's move along.
Nope. This game.
Game 3. Here we go. Game 3.
This game didn't go so great.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, moving on to game 4.
So no. I will. So we lost.
Yeah,
not only the game, but we lost Blake in this game. This is the game where he left injured.
Oh yeah, balls.
Yeah, balls onto that for sure. So bless him, Rick came in and did his best. They did score on him. I honestly, I mean, I know the team cares about every game they play. I get it.
110%.
110%, right? But I will forgive them if they didn't fully have it in them for this game, especially after losing Blake. I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm not saying that's what it looked like. I'm not saying any of it. But yeah, so it was disappointing, I think. But if we had to lose a game against Red Bulls, as we've said before, prefer it to be this one.
There was, I don't know, this is my, like, I don't know, self-deprecating fandom. I don't know. It definitely felt like New York wanted to kind of settle some accounts after losing to us on the Open Cup. I forgot how early in the game Blake got injured. It was only like 28th minute in.
Yeah.
It did feel a little bit of like the universe settling it counts. Previous game, we win by 1. Their keeper gets injured.
Well, isn't that true?
This game, they win by 1, and our keeper gets injured.
I didn't notice that symmetry.
Now, if you would ask me, like, what would you rather have? We win Open Cup, and Blake, or Blake doesn't get hurt. I would pick Blake doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
But I think there's some signs of recent television viewing that I think Blake will be back hopefully sooner than later.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, he did actually walk out with the team, I believe, on Saturday, as per some on-the-spot footage from our friend of the pod, Nate.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He got in a tunnel for that.
Yeah, who had some good fortune and was able to actually be in the tunnel for them walking out, which was very cool. He shared his video with us, and seeing all the players walking out, the subs walking out first, and then the players with the kids and the whole thing, but while they're still in the tunnel. So anyway, we were super happy for Nate and his family to have an opportunity to do that. Looked really cool. But so Blake was walking, looked good, and I know walking is not goalkeeping, but rather walking than on a crutch or
up
something
in a box somewhere, just
exactly.
watching from a seat.
Yeah, so that was good to see. Hopefully, I mean, I know he's in and out a lot, and I'm sure it's a bit discouraging, but I think we're very lucky to have Rick, or blessed, or whatever term you prefer.
So are we officially moving on to Game 4 here?
I think we can move on to Game 4.
So
yeah.
I agree 100%. The Rick had...
So just to be clear, Game 4, by Game 4 we mean this past Saturday, the 23rd,
yes.
Union Chicago.
Union versus Chicago.
Yeah.
Jack Elliott's Chicago Fire came to Philly.
Benteke's.
Benteke's, yeah. Which we are fans of Jack Elliott.
Yeah,
I mean, first of all, yeah. Yes, kudos to the soccer gods smiling upon Nate. I mean, I'll tell you what, Ticketmaster, if they want to mess up my tickets some game and then like reward me with like the full like executive treatment, absolutely.
As we were joking, good news from Ticketmaster is not usually.
You
the way
never
it goes.
hear that.
So
you never hear that. It's like
I choose to believe it's because Nate has karmically earned it.
Yeah, I don't know what yeah the.
But
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I guess spoiler on this one, 4-0 win for the Union.
No spoilers.
No spoiler. But yeah. So bringing this thing back around, Rick, I thought, did very well in that. I think he's really kind of moving into that solid backup keeper. I mean, I don't know how many times this season he's been called up to replace Blake, and he's solid,
I have not run the numbers, but I would not be surprised if he has been in there approaching 50%.
Yeah, this is that weird time of the year where Blake goes down with injuries. It feels like it's this perennial midsummer. Yeah.
So Rick is plenty seasoned by this point.
Yeah.
And, certainly not as much as Blake, but he's not the new kid.
Yeah, I've definitely got a lot more comfortable with Rick and coming in the net, because there were some fingertip saves in this game, and to keep this as a clean sheet. Yeah, kudos to Rick.
Yeah, God love him. What a job. So, and what a score. It's been a minute since we saw a scoreline like this.
Do we want to just run through at least a quick blurb on each one of these goals?
Yeah, so 34th minute, we had a Kai tie.
Yeah, the return of the Kai tie.
And it was a pretty one.
Yeah.
It really was, I should say.
It was, even that quick little, who had the ball? Was that Lukic who had the ball? And I can't remember who it was, but Kai ran down the left-hand side, and it was like this no-look pass to him,
look pass.
which just set him up to make that beautiful cross. And then did Ty nutmeg the goalkeeper? I think it looked like he did. It was just right there at point-blank range. It was like a quick tap and went right in. So anyway, return of the Kai Thai, and it was...
delicious.
It was delicious. Yeah, it was like, I was going to say it's a double, but not in quantity, but in quality.
And then 64th minute on a set piece, where they definitely did that, gee, who's going to take it kind of move.
Did they kind of do that?
Well, it was just kind of, it was guys standing around talking as if they were, grilling or something, it was like... Three guys just sort of standing there, surveying the scene.
But all I can think of now is like King of the Hill. They're all just standing there with...
all sort of evaluating something.
Yeah.
And Kai took it, and I don't know if you can call it a bullet if it's that close to the ground. A low-flying bullet, maybe, but it was...
It was a great shot.
It was a great shot.
It was nigh impossible to block.
Yeah, exactly. And less than 9 minutes later, one of Eric's favorites from this season, Mr. Danley Jean-Jacques.
Yeah, it's good to see him getting back, being productive. I don't know how many goals he's got so far this season, but
I don't know, but he does so much else too.
Yeah,
I mean, he's always he can do anything too. And then just to put the cherry on top, 80th minute, Bluesky. Holy smokes. That thing was just inside from the angle I saw. And just, I don't know how you were going to stop that either.
It was, I put down long range, but watching the replay, it was outside the, I don't know what you call that little circular thing outside the 18 box. It's like, I got to think of it, what do they call it? The pillow? I don't know.
The nubbin.
The nubbin out on the 18. I like nubbin. That's good. It's the nubbin. And it was interesting. I don't know what the Chicago defenders were thinking, but they gave him plenty of time to settle that ball.
Yeah, they did.
And then just rip that shot. But that was an interesting shot because the ball was literally right there at his feet. He didn't have time to really draw back the leg and let it go, but he still generated so much power and speed on that shot. It was really impressive.
He's been so far, and should I even say this out loud, or are the gods listening? But we were looking at him when he was coming in, and it was, I don't remember, I know we've said it on the pod before, but it was something like 12 goals in 14 matches or something like that, and pretty close to that, if not exactly that. And it was like, oh, look at this guy. But we've seen numbers before, we've seen big deals made at people before, we paid $3.5 million for this guy before.
I know,
bless him. But we've seen it all, and so far so good. I'm not mad at Bluesky.
And I think this was technically his first regular season goal, because the previous goal was Open Cup.
That is true.
So this is his first regular season.
Regular season. Yep.
But the dollar to goals ratio on this has got to be looking a little bit better than for Damiani. Again, not busting on Damiani.
Nope. No.
Really wish he would just rack up some goals, but
I think, and it's really not meant to cut on anyone, but we have seen, longtime fans will know, we have seen big deals made over lots of people, over the years. And I think that the vast majority of people who have ended up doing really well for us have not necessarily had big deals made over them.
Yeah.
In fact, if the bigger the deal made over you, the more likely you are to slip into obscurity.
Freddie Adu.
Freddie Adu.
Yeah.
There's one who, honestly, I remember he was a big deal at the time, and I remember they even had fans meeting him at the airport because we were so excited about
that was
such and such.
Oh gosh, who was that? Keep going.
But anyway, and he maybe didn't even play that much. He was barely a ripple in the history of the Union, and it's not. I'm not blaming anybody it's a strange. It's more of a phenomenon than anything else. I don't know that it really even.
Yeah, it is like this. I don't want to say curse, but it feels like the bigger the name that comes in, the more likely it's just to not happen. I don't know. It feels like a lot of these players that really kind of perform and just kind of win us over, they come in and they grow into the position. I mean, the king of all of them is Martinez. I remember when he first came in, I wasn't even that big of a fan. I was like, this guy's excelling and getting yellow cards. That's all he's doing. And then by the end, it was just like, I don't know, I feel like the ending of Shane. I'm just calling after Martinez. Like, don't go, Jose. Don't go.
That was so sad. God, it still makes me sad. Because I remember he was already a foot out the door and he wanted in that, but he was still sitting on the bench
last
of the
game
team,
was just awesome.
And he just wanted to be in so bad to help the team. And then he ended up scoring a penalty, and it was a whole thing. And like there were tears, and he was crying when he was on the field, and I was crying on my couch, and it was.
I'm just trying to think how to break this pattern, right? Because we bring in Damiani, right? The union splash on the socials about all the money for finally spending on a player, and it's just not producing the results we would expect. So it's almost like, should we send him down to like Union 2, or like just really like not as punishment? It's like you got to break this. I'll call it a curse, right? Just send him down there. Let them get a bunch of goals.
Right, exactly.
Just get a bunch of goals. Just get this out of your system.
Whatever it is.
Because however the MLS writers, the soccer gods look upon this, if he racks up a bunch of goals for Union 2 and helping Union 2 while you're doing it, then come back and it's just like, it's no big deal. You're just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and they can't help what kind of promotion is done by the team either, so it's not his fault.
Or
any of those people who came before. It's none of their faults. It's just, it's a strange, like I said, it's a strange phenomenon.
Yeah.
But the bigger the deal.
This feels just more of a clinical discussion. Like, how do you just change this? So when we do bring in the next big player, it's just like, and he's racked up 20 goals, and who's this Messi guy? We don't even know who he is anymore. So let's talk about,
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I think they should just have them come in, do enough of a like little reel to get you excited that they're there, and then let them loose and let them.
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe it is the expectation is too much to live up to.
Yeah,
there was so much talk, and I still think the reason that they put all that out there, how much they spent on him, was because there was so much talk last year about how we never spend any money, and there still is.
Yeah.
But it's like I think it was meant to try to quell that a little bit, and I think honestly, if anything, it might be backfiring, but.
Although proof's in the
mean,
pudding. We're sitting in first place, and the Ernst Tanner project is producing this year.
The Ernst Tanner project is, but that particular aspect of it is a little bit of a damp squib at the end of a fireworks show. But
also,
that's not the way the season ends for him, because I think he does need the confidence back, and I feel bad even saying any of this stuff because if I would ever hear it, I would feel it's nothing personal.
I would be more than happy to eat whatever these words are.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
By the way, Ernst Tanner Project sounds like a bad 80s cover band.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's all the adult contemporary songs.
Yeah, there's got to be a Kenny G cover in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow, Richie.
Yeah. Well, actually, depending. That could be pretty good.
Yeah. But,
Ask your parents.
Alan Parsons Project?
Yeah, exactly. So, I guess, I don't know, do you want to sum up these games here? I mean, we regular season wise of these 3 games, we came away out of a possible 9. Nope, sorry. Yeah, out of a possible 9, we brought home 4. Okay, that doesn't sound as good as I thought it was going to sound. But it could be worse.
An Open Cup.
Yeah, but we're still in Open Cup, and that was the
Still in
important
Open
one.
Cup.
That one we had to stick that landing.
And as it sits, as we're recording right now, which is on Wednesday the 27th,
Yep.
we are back in first.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back on top for the Supporters Shield.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
not a lot to be mad about.
No, we put 2 points of daylight between us and second place Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, every little point of difference is just going to be that much more valuable with the end of the season coming very soon.
So I will ask you this: at the end of the Open Cup game, the commentators started talking about the Union getting the Triple Crown.
Yeah, the
this
Triple
year,
Crown,
as they were calling it, because there is no term, so we had to borrow one from horse racing. But that was when I started screaming, "Shut up!" at the television. But yeah, thoughts?
Well, I mean, every step we take, with every item we're checking off the list, with every block of games that comes up, it's always like, well, should we go for all three? If we have to, make the Sophie's choice of which one we're actually going to go for, which one would it be? And I know Paul, one of the episodes, his epic plea to Ty Baribo and the Union team players. We got through these 4 games, and look where we're at. We're in first place. We made it to the next round of Open Cup, and we're leading in the Supporter Shield. So now we got that many fewer games, and we're still sitting in this favorable position where all 3 are still possible. It's I don't want to get greedy, I don't want to dare to dream and then get disappointed. But I mean, after these 3 weeks, 2 weeks, yeah, I mean, it's starting to look, maybe it's okay to start hoping for it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, tell you what, the when we play Nashville, we get through that game. Oh, it's going to start tasting. It's going to be there. It's going to be there.
If we can get through that game, that's going to be, that's like I said, I think that's another level from Red Bulls.
Yeah. As
things stand right now, it's not vastly different, but it is, to me, it's a different.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of team, and I'll just say it, a more difficult team.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so.
And we're going to be playing there, I think, too.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
That was our last home game.
And
that makes a difference for us.
Yeah, they have a pretty good home record.
They do. So it's going to be, it's not going to be a walk in the park by any means.
I think this is going to be contingent too on Blake. If Blake is back, I'm going to feel better. Again, Rick in that Chicago game, he did a great job.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling more and more comfortable. But if Blake is... Yeah, if Blake's in good health, that's going to be critical. We can do it. I mean, I believe we could do it without Blake if Rick's got to do the heavy lifting. But we I'll feel better with Blake being back and back to full.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like any good Philadelphia and Union fan, I'm just taking it as it comes. I think because I don't have the emotional bandwidth to hope at this point. I mean, hope dies last. We always have a little hope.
Yeah.
But it's I think all I can do is take each game as it comes at this point, and I will. I can't let myself dream because please see the 2022 final. But,
I was going to say that if between Supporter Shield, Open Cup, and MLS Cup, and you can only pick one to win, which one would you pick?
I think I'd pick MLS Cup.
All right.
I love the Open Cup, and it would be I mean, that's a real close second for me because we have been up there what feels like so many times. I know it hasn't been that many, but it's not. We are not the Susan Lucci of the U.S. Open Cup.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know we always talk about. There's so many clues in this episode that people can triangulate at what age.
Our arrows. Yeah.
We had a Alan Parsons Project reference.
I know.
Susan Lucci.
Yeah. Google it, guys. Google it.
Don't Google it.
Susan Lucci was a daytime soap opera actress who
just
was nominated
never won.
Something like 15 times and won on her 16th or something. It was ridiculous. It was kind of a joke within itself of the era.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I mean, Open Cup's a close second because of how many times we've been there, because it's a tournament I admire the history of.
Yep.
The poor grammar, but there you go. But I would very much like to get MLS Cup. I would like to have the little star on her jersey.
So, assuming MLS Cup, would you take Open Cup over Supporter Shield?
Yes, because we have Supporter Shield is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, okay, well, here's a question for you. Do you ever think, and please don't anybody come at me for this, but do you ever think there's an asterisk on our Supporters Shield?
Oh,
because we got it for a shortened season.
No. And I'm not saying that because we won it. Look, I want to speak for everybody.
All
right. It's kind of like when Liverpool won Premier League that season. And the argument was
they won that season. I don't remember.
Yeah, and then the argument was it was
Oh,
blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, it's the same for everybody. All the teams. Everybody was dealing with the same thing. It wasn't like we got a bye while everybody else was playing.
I mean, I suppose you could make the argument that if the season had gone longer, there may or may not have been a different result. Gone the regulation length, but that's what the season was.
I mean, if the season had gone longer, Blake might have gotten injured. Blah 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 blah. You know what? If the season had gone longer, other people could have gotten injured.
Yeah.
It's.
I guess you could make the argument too that it was even more adverse conditions in some ways in 2020.
Yeah.
So the fact that we were even able to get Supporter Shield was something.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I could
argue it 6 ways from 7.
And I could see the argument because when they had that whole "we're back" MLS tournament thing down in Florida, wherever it was,
off the season,
and they basically had the bubble where everybody was in and all that. Look, that's going to tap into a different skill set. Can you these players are all isolated without
Right.
I don't know if they're limited to the amount of family time they're getting. So for players where that's more of a thing, that's going to affect them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again,
I think there was a full team that wasn't even there because they
was it Toronto or I can't remember.
I just want to say it was Cincinnati, but that might not be right. I don't remember, but something happened with their COVID situation, and
for example, if this is going to be a really bad joke, so everyone prepare yourself. But if there was somehow I get on the team, but the rules change where they need someone to be able to eat an entire bag of circus peanuts in less than 5 minutes. Then we're gonna win. We're gonna win, right? Because they're tapping into a skill set, or no, let's go gummy bears.
Thank you.
Eat an industrial sized bag of gummy bears. Well, then I'm your man, and we got it. It's a lock. So anyway, but I don't see that Supporter Shield anyway as an
I'm not
asterisk.
saying I do either. I want to be clear. That's not. It's just something that has popped into my head.
Yeah.
Looking down at the Ring of Honor and seeing that there, it's just wonder if anybody views it that way. And I'm not saying that I do.
No.
I had the thought, so I guess it's but it's just a thought of. I wonder if anybody puts an asterisk on it for that.
I'll put it this way: if somebody has a dissenting opinion, I would love to hear it. In the sense of. Point me in the direction of how I'm not, seeing this in a more complete picture.
Get in the comments.
Get in the comments, exactly.
Comments, whether it's on Instagram or email us or whatever you got, wherever you find us. We'll get to that in a minute. But
I will say this too, real quick, just to answer my own question. Of the three, if you could only win one, yeah, I would pick MLS Cup.
Okay.
Because I want that star on our jersey.
Yeah.
And I want to get that while Allie's still in the team.
Oh, good point.
You know, I mean, basically we do that. That's Allie's star. I mean, it's not in the sense that he's the one who got it, but it's kind of like we got to get it for him. You know, it's
I feel like it should have a little shooting star tail that spells out Allie.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Too much, probably, but yeah, at least maybe for a season.
Yeah. You know. I don't know. It says something
nice.
like "Come on" or whatever it was when he grabs the microphone on the sideline.
Yeah, exactly.
But I also agree too about the second follow-up. I would take Open Cup over Supporter Shield because Supporter Shield, as great as it is, and I'm so glad we won it. And in some respect, it does say more to the team, like to walk away with the best record across the entire league. Yeah, in some respect, that's something to be very proud of, and that's very hard to achieve. But it does feel like the forgotten stepchild of trophies, you know, because Open Cup, you know, it's a very traditional, long-running tournament, and Supporter Shield, I don't know, maybe we got to give it a new name, like
it's
supporters,
absolutely
like
not this, but there used to be the joke about the Miss Congeniality Award.
Yeah, kind of
pageants.
Kind of.
I mean, like pageants, that's a whole other thing that it's like a problem. But anyway,
Wait, you're saying we can't win pageants?
Wow, okay, all right. Well,
anyway, go ahead.
But you know, just the joke of like that's sort of the also ran award, and it's really not. It's really not. But I think the fact that there isn't a traditional tournament behind it, like I mean, I know it is. You get it for winning games, but not in the way that we're used to. Like, okay, there was this bracket, and these people got eliminated, and blah blah blah. You know, I think that it's somehow easily falls in the background.
Yeah.
Not for everyone, but I think a lot of MLS folks don't really pay. MLS fans.
Yeah.
Just, you know, maybe more casual fans don't necessarily pay a whole lot of attention to it. So that's just my perception. If you guys disagree, I would love to hear that too, because maybe we're just talking in a vacuum here. But
I will say so. I do like what we did with the Supporter Shield, with the Captain America Shield. When we won it that year, wasn't like we didn't have the shield at the time.
I think that might be what they do, is that they sort of have the thing until you get the real one, and then you have the real one for probably for the duration of your tenure as Supporter Shield champions, and then hand it off. They still have that.
All right.
The mocked up one.
We have it.
We have it.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, did we put that together? I don't remember other teams getting a Captain America shield.
Well, I mean, that's what the Supporter Shield looks like, though. It was a mocked up version of the Supporter Shield.
All right. Maybe I'm
pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if other teams. I don't know if that's something sort of like a placeholder until they can get you the real one. It's like something. Maybe we did that ourselves.
Maybe I thought we did it ourselves.
Why would you need a placeholder if you? Why would they send you a placeholder and not just send you the real thing? I don't know.
Well, if it was never done before, I love the fact that we just picked a Captain America shield.
That's true. Yeah. So, but anyway, so moving on. Future games. So, and hopefully we didn't just jinx anything, but Saturday, 30th, over Labor Day weekend, 7:30 p.m. at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So
this is a big game.
It is a big game. Cincinnati proving themselves to be mortal, I think, this season a little bit more so, but still absolute contender. I believe, I think we beat them
last time we met?
I think so, but if I'm wrong, don't at me. I know we did all right at some point. But anyway, so currently we are in first place. And Cincinnati is in second, so yeah.
That's why this is going to be a big game.
I totally get it, yeah.
Yeah, this is what they call a 6-pointer.
Exactly. So, big game on Saturday at 7:30. Now, we have with a question mark here in our notes. If Union wins, secures place in playoffs? Question mark.
Yeah, I think so. Which, by the way, real quick to answer your question, we played them back in March and we beat them 4-1 at home. So this will be a little bit of a
little more of a test.
A little bit of a reckoning if they want to try to
later in the season, possibly without a couple things going on there.
I think if we win this one, I think we cinch a place in the playoffs, because I was looking in the Western Conference and Western Conference Starlings. San Diego has already locked up their thing. But the funny thing is they have fewer points per games than we do. So I think that goes to show I think there's a little bit more spread in the performances in the West, where the East, it's still packed so tight that even though we have a better record right now than San Diego, and we're sitting in first overall in the league with respect to our division, it's not enough to distinguish us to get a locked-in position.
Right.
Real quick, though, DC United is eliminated. They're not making the playoffs.
Officially,
they're officially eliminated and not making the playoffs. So,
bless them.
Yeah, Benteke's DC United will not be.
Is Benteke even there anymore?
Yeah, I think he's still there. No, he's still there. At least last I looked. But
good example of one player not making it.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
But anyway, before we go off on that tangent.
Yeah. So. This is why the Cincinnati game is so critical, because right now we're 2 points ahead. We win this, we now pull 5 points ahead of Cincinnati. Now Nashville could still move up, but even so, that will just put a much more needed daylight between us and everybody else.
Right. Plus, if it is accurate that we secure a place in the playoffs, more's the better. But so I don't know. What do you guys think? How are we going to do against Cincinnati? I will try to put up a poll this week. I haven't been able to do that recently, but see what y'all are thinking about this one.
Yeah.
So
the other thing too, including the Cincinnati game, we only have 6 games left in the regular season.
Ridiculous.
This is the home stretch. I mean, 6 games. We are
How'd that happen?
16 wins, 6 losses, 6 draws. I mean, how many of these do we have to win just to kind of lock this up? Looking at what we still have coming down in terms of who we're playing. So we got Cincinnati. That's a big deal. Vancouver, where that's a cross conference game.
Mm-hmm.
They're in third place, so that's going to be a big game. Mm-hmm. Then we have Open Cup. That's Nashville. But then back to MLS, we got then Revolution, which they're kind of low on the table. They're currently in 11th place. Then we got DC United. The second to last game, we're in DC, but I'll tell you what, they're eliminated. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to DC, if we're going to DC, I would be nervous because, to do the perennial replacements quote, there is no tomorrow anymore now for DC. In fact, any team playing DC United, I would be worried because they literally have nothing to lose. Mm-hmm. And then the last game is New York City, and they're sitting in 8th place. So the 6 games we got left, it's non-trivial. Mm-hmm. I mean, Cincinnati's critical. Vancouver would be great, but and I'll be honest, I'm that DC game, it's going to be an exciting game. Mm-hmm. We do not have.
We can't take our foot off the gas.
We can't take our foot off the gas, and none of these teams are LA Galaxy. So
there's an argument for every single one of them, whether it's well, even that we were losing an half for that.
Yeah, I know. Not like this.
Or tied. I don't know. It wasn't good, but luckily that was remedied. But still. So can't take our foot off the gas, guys. Gotta just. speed right into that. I don't know. End zone. I'm mixing it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Finish strong is what we have to do.
I think this, kind of one game at a time, right? The most important game is only the next game, right? And if we get through Cincinnati, man, if we get through with a win,
All right.
Then I'm going to start to believe we can do this Triple Crown. Yeah. I mean, I'm already hopeful, but
honestly, I can't expend the energy worrying about the Triple Crown.
No.
I can't.
No.
All I can do, I stopped at one game at a time. Let's just see.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you can.
No. I don't want to get too far out in front of myself because that's just going to lead to disappointment. But it's going to.
If it doesn't, then you'll have a lovely surprise.
Yeah, but if we win that Cincinnati game, it's going to be hard not to think like, you know what, you are getting the Red Ryder BB rifle for Christmas.
I know. I get it. No,
it's it's going to happen.
I know. But let's just try to.
Yeah, let's not count any chickens before they win a
for
cup.
All the right reasons. Yeah. So there we are. So I guess we'll see. Saturday's a big day.
Yeah, back at it.
So back at it, and we'll be back at it. Hopefully, we'll be back at it with Paul next week as well. It's been a slow reentry process.
Yeah,
for all of us for one reason or another. But here we are. We're back, and shouldn't have any breaks through the rest of the season. So stick with us.
Foot's back on the gas.
Yep, for everybody. So our website is amorephillyunion.com. You can send us questions via email or on our socials, especially Insta. That is where we sort of hang out the most.
Yes, especially if you're like getting behind the scenes stuff at the union. You want to send along photos.
Yes, please.
That's pretty awesome.
Please do that.
Thank you, Nate.
Thank you, Nate. And we will be sure to include any questions or comments on the pod. You can email us at pod@amorephillyunion.com, Instagram, YouTube, Threads, and Bluesky. We're amorephillyunion. We have a Spotify playlist, and it's under amorephillyunion, but the playlist with musical notes. So it's basically the songs that have either inspired us from the union, from some of the games, or the vast majority are the things we use on our Instagram posts. Yeah. So it's just a little unhinged, but in a good way.
I keep thinking of it as More Philly Union, the musical. That's how I keep thinking of it.
Yeah. So we try to keep it interesting over there. A little something for everyone. If you want a French Canadian version of 9 to 5, that's your playlist. So if you want some more Philly Union swag, you can check out our online store. There's a link on our website, and it's also available in our link tree on any of our social platforms. And you can download and subscribe to our podcast wherever you get yours: Apple, Spotify, Amazon, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Player FM. These are just things we have in the notes, and I never actually read them, so I thought I'd read some of them. But basically, wherever you find your pods, you'll find us. So please do subscribe and like and comment and all those things. And then while you're doing all that, if you can also go show some love to one of our favorite forces for good in the world, universe, etc., the Philadelphia Union Foundation. They do a lot of great work for the Chester community, and we are very big fans. So please check them out at philadelphiaunionfoundation.org. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in for another episode of A More Philly Union. We are your hosts. I'm C.
I'm E. And I guess on behalf of Paul, go Union! Man, that's so much easier when we're all sitting in the same room.